Are you sure the things you do with your cat every single day are actually making them love you more? Or quietly making them lose trust in you? Because the truth is, most of the things that hurt your cat don't look harmful at all. They look like care, like affection, like those completely normal little moments of love. But to your cat, those same moments can feel unsafe, even if you never meant it that way. Cats can't speak. They can't explain when something feels wrong. So instead, they stay silent and slowly start pulling away from you, little by little. And the scariest part is this. There's one habit that almost every cat owner does, often multiple times a day, that breaks your cat's trust faster than anything else. If you've ever felt like your cat has suddenly become distant, this might be the reason why. In this video, we're going to uncover 6 common mistakes that slowly damage your cat's trust, even though most owners believe they're doing everything right. We'll break down what these behaviors actually mean from your cat's perspective, what science tells us about their emotional world, and most importantly, how you should respond instead. Because for your cat, trust isn't built on love alone. It's built on feeling safe, understood, and respected, in ways most people completely overlook. Have you ever looked at your cat sleeping and felt that urge to touch them? Of course you have. They look so peaceful, so soft, so completely irresistible, that it almost feels wrong not to reach out, to pet them, to hold them, to steal just a little moment of affection. And when they slowly blink at you, or shift slightly before settling back down, it seems harmless. But it's not. Cats sleep between 12 to 16 hours a day, and that sleep is not just rest. It plays a critical role in regulating their nervous system, supporting immune function, and processing emotional stress. When you interrupt that sleep, especially over and over again, you're introducing a small but constant layer of stress into their daily life. And over time, your cat begins to learn something subtle but powerful, that resting near you isn't actually safe, because being close to you comes with the risk of being disturbed. So they start making a quiet decision. They stop choosing the spot next to you on the couch. They move to a corner, another room, somewhere you're not. Not because they don't love you, but because they no longer feel fully safe around you when they're vulnerable. If your cat is sleeping and you want to connect, don't wake them. Let them come to you when they wake up on their own. Because the strongest trust you can build with a cat isn't through touch. It's through becoming the place where they feel safe enough to rest. When was the last time you cleaned your cat's litter box? Be honest. Because to you, skipping just one day might feel like no big deal. Life gets busy. You'll do it tomorrow. But to your cat, that box is more than just a place to go. It's their bathroom, their private space. Their one area in the entire home where they feel completely in control. And when it's dirty, that sense of control disappears. Cats are wired for cleanliness in a way that goes far deeper than preference. In the wild, a dirty elimination site is a survival risk. It attracts predators. It signals vulnerability. And that instinct never goes away. So when the litter box isn't clean, your cat doesn't just feel uncomfortable. They feel unsafe. And that stress has to go somewhere. Sometimes it shows up as accidents on the floor, sometimes on your bed, sometimes in subtle behavioral changes you don't even notice at first. But one thing is always happening beneath the surface. Your cat is associating that discomfort with their environment and with you, the one in control of it. If you want your cat to trust you, it starts with the basics. Scoop the litter box at least once a day. Do a full clean regularly. It takes a few minutes, but to your cat, it means everything. And if this is already making you realize that your cat has been trying to tell you something for a long time, make sure you hit like and subscribe, because most owners don't lose their cat's trust in one big moment. They lose it in small ways, every single day. And coming up next, we're going to talk about a mistake that feels playful, but actually teaches your cat to see you as something completely different. Have you ever let your cat bite your fingers or chase your hands during play? Almost every cat owner has done this. It feels harmless, even cute, especially when they're small. But what you're actually doing is teaching your cat something very specific. You're teaching them that your hands are prey. Inside your cat's brain, play and hunting are deeply connected. When you wiggle your fingers and they pounce, their predatory instinct fully activates. And every time you allow it, that association gets stronger. Hands equal movement. Movement equals prey. Prey gets hunted. That's why later on it suddenly feels like your cat attacks you out of nowhere. They're not being aggressive. They're following a pattern that you helped create. And once that pattern is learned, it's very hard to undo. The solution is simple, but incredibly important. Always create distance between your body and their instincts. Use a wand toy, a feather, anything that lets your cat chase and hunt without involving your skin. Because your hands should never feel like a target. They should feel like safety. Have you ever moved furniture around and noticed your cat acting differently afterward? Maybe they seem more cautious, more distant, or they start hiding more than usual. And it's easy to think they're just being dramatic, but they're not. Because your cat doesn't experience your home the way you do. You see furniture. They see a map of safety. Every corner, every surface, every elevated spot, it's all carefully memorized. Where to escape, where to hide, where to observe without being seen. So when you suddenly rearrange things, that entire map disappears overnight, and now your cat has to rebuild it from scratch, while dealing with the stress of not knowing if their environment is still safe. Studies on feline stress have shown that unpredictable environments are one of the strongest triggers of anxiety in domestic cats. So when you make sudden changes, your cat doesn't just feel confused, they feel exposed. If you need to move things around, do it gradually. Let your cat explore. Let them investigate on their own terms. Because feeling in control of their space is what makes your cat feel secure with you. Have you ever brought someone new into your home and expected your cat to just accept them immediately? A friend, a partner, a new pet? And you thought they'll get used to it. But your cat is running a completely different calculation. Cats are not socially wired like dogs. They don't default to trust. Every new presence in their environment is seen as a potential threat until proven otherwise. And that process takes time. On their terms, not yours. When you force an introduction, picking them up, bringing them closer, not letting them retreat, you're not helping them adjust. You're telling them something much deeper. My fear doesn't matter. Research on feline social behavior shows that cats who are introduced to new people or animals gradually form stronger, more stable bonds, not just with the new addition, but with their owner too. So instead of forcing interaction, let your cat observe from a distance. Let them approach when they feel ready. It might take days, sometimes weeks, but the trust built that way is real. At the beginning of this video, we mentioned a habit that almost every cat owner does, often multiple times a day. This is it. It's the moment your cat tells you they're uncomfortable and you don't notice. Or worse, you notice and you keep going anyway. A flicking tail, ears slowly flattening, a ripple across their back, a slight shift of their body away from you. These are not random movements. This is your cat speaking. It's the only language they have. And when you keep petting, keep holding, keep pushing past those signals, the message your cat receives is simple and devastating. You're not listening. For an animal that cannot use words, being ignored when they communicate is one of the fastest ways to destroy trust. A 2020 study published in Scientific Reports found that cats are highly sensitive to how their owners respond to them. Cats whose signals were respected showed lower stress levels and stronger emotional bonds. Those who were ignored showed the opposite. Because for your cat, trust is not built on affection alone. It's built on being understood. Every time your cat turns their head away, every time their tail flicks, every time their body tenses, they are telling you something. Learn that language, and everything changes. Ignore it, and no amount of love will repair what gets broken. The truth is, your cat doesn't expect you to be perfect. They don't need constant attention. They don't need you to get everything right. But they do need one thing, to feel safe with you. Every small action you take, every moment you respect their space, their signals, their needs, It builds something invisible, trust. And once that trust is there, your cat chooses you, not out of habit, not out of routine, but because in their world, you are the safest place they know. So the question is your cat truly comfortable around you, or are they quietly learning to stay away?